They say that, don't they? Before you die, you see all the mistakes you've ever made. In that last moment, somewhere between life and death.
You've just been shot. A second ago.
We passed up on the stair. We spoke of was and when. Although I wasn't there. He said I was his friend, which gave us some surprise. I spoke into his eyes. I thought you died alone a long, long time ago.
Alex?
I know, not me. I never lost control. Your face took place with the man who sold the world.
What time is it?
You're breathing, your heart's beating, but it's an illusion of life. You're dead already.
It's always 9:06.
I laughed and shook his hand and made my way back home. I searched for form and land. For years and years I roamed. I gazed a gazeless stare at all the millions here. We must have died alone a long, long time ago.
I don't think about it.
Who knows? Not me. We never lost control. Your face to face with the man who sold the world.
Well, you think this job's heroic? Clean out the gutters, that's what we do. Prozzies, drugs, stray dogs, little old men. Buttered crumpets for tea.
Who knows? Not me. We never lost control. Your face to face with the man who sold the world.
You don't want me to leave. But I have to leave, Jane.
He said he wanted to leave. Asked me to help him fake his own death. I asked him why. He said it would be better for me that I didn't know. The orphans take whoever they can get to look after them. That's me. Didn't deserve a shallow grave, did he?
No, you did.
The barman once told me that you know when you're alive. I told myself I'm alive. That's in some ways more than I've ever been.